Howdy, y'all. There are some locations in the world that are so incredibly different than others. Some are grand spectacles of nature, or architectural marvels. Some are noisy with the daily lives of city dwellers, while others have a delicate peacefulness to them. Yet there are still some places that have been abandoned and forgotten by those who would have once called them familiar. Today I'm going to tell you about one of the loneliest places on Earth. Moriusaq, Greenland. Located in the Avanata region of Greenland, Moriusaq was established as a settlement in 1963 with the attraction of plentiful hunting and fishing in the area. The small settlement never knew too many people, with the maximum population reaching just over 100 inhabitants in the short time that people would call Moriusaq home. These inhabitants were comprised primarily of the Inuktitut Inuit tribe. The Inuktitut people have elected to live in one of the harshest environments in the world and have survived it all by passing down techniques over generations. The Inuktitut people, traditionally a nomadic tribe, developed a number of methods of hunting and fishing. A particular traditional strategy for hunting narwhals involved a lone man in a kayak. The man would position himself above the narwhal, flip the kayak while remaining in the seat, and attack with a spear while upside down underwater. This method, along with other fishing techniques, is only really utilized in the summer months when the ice melts and the sea opens up. The location of Moriusaq, although ripe with fishing and hunting opportunities, couldn't hold on to the favor of the Inuktitut people for long. In 1998, the population had shrunk from just over 100 people to only 39. Settlers were leaving Moriusaq for the promise of better infrastructure in a town known as Kanak, just over 50 miles away. Kanak had a larger population and was more inviting to the locals than the perceived locational disadvantages of Moriusaq. People continued to leave over time, the population in 2009 being listed at 5, and even those 5 were a technicality, as 2 of them had permanently relocated to Kanak a year or 2 prior and did not officially change their residency status. This left the dwindling population of Moriusaq at 3. In a tragic turn of events, the population of 3 didn't last through to the end of 2009. Sometime in July, one of the 3 remaining members of the settlement, a 32-year-old man, began to shoot at the other 2. In an act of self-defense, one of the men under fire grabbed his rifle and shot back. The 32-year-old man was hit with a single .222 caliber bullet and killed. The population of Moriusaq, Greenland, was now only 2. The man acting in self-defense contacted the authorities and explained what had happened. The police told the man they would be there the next day to corroborate his story. After detaining the man and questioning him, they let him go and left Moriusaq. Even in the wake of a murder investigation, Moriusaq couldn't keep people's attention for more than a few hours. A short time after the shooting, the father and son who were attacked followed the lead of the other settlers and left Moriusaq for good. The post office was officially closed a few months after their departure, and in 2012 Greenland listed the population of the settlement at 0 and now considered it to be closed. When operational, Moriusaq provided the locals with television, radio, internet, and a small power station. The town included a small store, a library, a church, and a school. Around 2007, the school was shut down after there were no more students to be taught and the teacher decided to move away. There is a principle in some philosophy teachings of defining something based on its purpose. When the school lost its last student, it was suddenly no longer a school. It was just a building. And when Moriusaq lost its last settlers, it was no longer a settlement. It was just a place. I mentioned earlier that some places are grand spectacles of nature, or have a delicate peacefulness to them. It seems to me that Moriusaq is neither of those things. Moriusaq is cold, bitter, and can bring people to murder. Perhaps some places aren't meant to be settled. Perhaps some places are better off alone.